All right, y'all. So listen. So what is up today? So now check this out. I got a new video. What is spiritual lightning? Right now, I want everybody to understand this. Listen, whenever I make these videos and these topics, it is for you to actually utilize these things and apply them to your actual life. Real talk, right? So now let's just go ahead and jump straight into it. So now, what is spiritual lightning? Right. So number one, the descent, right, of divine will into form, right? So now it is the shock wave of the absolute breaking through illusion. You understand that? For those of you all who don't understand it, so I'm gonna give you a prime example. So I believe in ancient India, the illusion world is called Maya, right? You know, it's an illusion world. It's something that's real, but it's just not as what it appears to be, right? You see what I'm saying? So like, all this is real. It's very real, but it's still an illusion. You see what I'm saying? So now divine or spiritual lightning in general, right? So the shock wave is like when you get that sudden eureka moment, right? Where you've witnessed so much stuff, you just like, okay, then I cannot go back to pretending like I don't understand what's going on. Or I cannot act like I really what it is when you can't really act like you don't see what you do see, right? Like I mentioned in my previous video, with all the messed up things going on in the world, have fake behavior, you know what I'm talking about, the pharmaceutical industry messing up, the government doing this, whatever. It's like that divine strike that just hit you, and you just like, damn, spiritual awakening. You know what I'm talking about? And then after that, spiritual awakening, spiritual progression. You understand that? So yeah, y'all have to understand that this spiritual lightning is not a joke. It's really like that divine them little moments where y'all get them random intuitive bursts and shit like that. That's kind of what this really actually is, right? You see how it just hit you fast and it strike you, and you get like overwhelming clarity about a particular situation, person, or event. So you can call it, you know how you be like, I was finna do this, but suddenly something just told me. Or I was just thinking that, or suddenly this, or it just happened out of nowhere, and I just felt this out of nowhere. Y'all see how fast lightning strikes? Literally. So now listen, a flash of pure, unfiltered consciousness that strikes through ego, trauma, identity, and beliefs in a single instant, right? And so, have you all ever been in a situation, a very pivotal situation, right? Where you had, you know what I'm talking about, illusion yourself about a person, place, thing, or situation, then that divine spiritual lightning just struck, and you like, hold up, this don't make sense. This don't make sense. That doesn't add up. You know what? Am I being played? Am I being lied to? Because something not really making sense, right? What I'm seeing versus what I see. You know what I'm talking about? It's two different things, right? And what do I mean by that? You can see people putting on acts. You can see, you know what I'm talking about, people putting you in a certain situation where they may seem genuine, they may seem real, but what you really see behind all of that, it's the manipulation, the schemes, the lies. You know what I'm talking about? All that. You like, man, listen, I'm not finna deal with that. You understand? You like, man, I'm not finna deal with that. So the thing about it is, and a lot of times this could also affect you, your own self, right? Because you got to remember, what if you have a certain perception about who you are? And the universe sends you a strong reminder, a strong spiritual lightning bolt to snap you back in to realize who you are. Maybe you might be being too egotistical and you got to get humble. Or maybe you're not being dominant and strong and authoritative enough. And sometimes the universe got to shock your ass into a state where you like, no, I am what I am. And I said what I said, and I will stand for what I stand for. You understand that? And sometimes this can happen in the moment, right? People like, I don't know what happened. That person just changed. It's a lot of stuff that really goes into this. A lot of stuff you got to sit there and really truly unpack, right? So now it doesn't build up slowly. It erupts like divine voltage, ripping open reality. And it's like what I was just saying, what you got to understand. The way you view it, just imagine you looking at stuff right now, right? Just you use your imagination. You see your family, your friends, the life that you know what I'm the way you perceive stuff. Now imagine a flash of light, you know what I'm saying, just happening to be before your eyes. You go blind for a second, and when you open your eyes, you see the reality, right? You see like what's that movie? What's that movie where they had put on the glasses where they was telling everybody to like obey and stuff like that? I can't remember what it was, but go look it up. Y'all gonna be like, damn. They put on the shades and everything. It was an advertisement. basically telling everybody to obey, right? That's kind of like what the spiritual lightning is, right? It's like, okay, you clarity, right? But you got to remember, fast clarity sometimes, sudden clarity. It's very Uranian and Aquarius like energy in essence, honestly, right? So yeah, you got to remember, you just see stuff for what it really is. You're like, damn, I wish really wasn't aware of that. Well, now you're aware of it. Sometimes you have to spiritually transform and evolve fast. Sometimes you cannot wait, and that's just what it is. You can't always wait. Well, hopefully I get. Hopefully, if I meditate long enough, I'll come to all conclusions. No, sometimes in life you got to hurry up and learn some shit right then and there and on the fly. And sometimes you might get a little bit of divine intervention, right? You might get a certain epiphany. Epiphanies can be seen as like spiritual lightning, right? It's really in a more metaphorical sense that I'm describing all these terms. But I really want you all to understand that. Now, in essence, right? So you got to understand that it is the intervention of the actual higher self. You got to remember that the true you is very aware that, okay, something is completely off and I'm finna fix it and get to the bottom of it. Real talk. I'm just saying. So now let's go to the next one. So now a message from the actual timeless, right? So now lightning doesn't speak; it imprints, right? You see what I'm saying? The thing about it is the lightning is imprinting the truth onto you. You understand that? It's not speaking directly. It's really you know how they say you can lead the horse to water, but you can't make it drink it. So the lightning is leading you right to where you need to be, right? Then after that, it's up to you to see, okay, now that I have clarity, now that I have clear vision, now that I see exactly what's going on, okay, how do I want to go about handling this situation, right? Because you got to remember, you don't want to end up getting to the water and electrocuting the hell out yourself. A real talk, right? Because you're like, oh well, yeah, it don't really bother me until it bothers you too much to where it can't be ignored, right? So now you may not be able to explain what changed, only that something did. Y'all ever have y'all seen that movie? Go watch the movie with what his name is, the man who played Ghost Rider. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Nicolas Cage. Go watch his movie called Knowing. I think it's about alien stuff, natural disasters, something like that. Certain things in life you just get like you can also call this clear cognizance, right? A flash of clear cognizance where it's just like instantaneous knowing, having like full awareness of a certain situation without seeing any physical proof, right? Without even knowing all the facts and the details, right? Sometimes universe needs you to know some shit that bad that it will bypass you having to experience it physically and just give you the direct knowledge. You understand that? So, and you might not be able to explain it, but you know for a fact that something ain't right or something is correct, right? Because intuition can be used for good things to make good decisions. It's not always about being aware about bad shit. Sometimes you're gonna use your intuition to understand, okay, hey, listen, this right here going on, maybe that I could do this and something could be a little bit more better, right? My intuition is guiding me to say, hey, listen, if I follow this path, this will be better for me. So intuition does not have to always be talked about or linked to something bad happening. Sometimes it can really be more beneficial, right? You like, damn, I'm trying to sell this product, make $1 million. Uh, Flash. Oh damn, I didn't realize my brother-in-law, so he know this person. Man, you know what? Let me go do that. Then you go follow all the steps based off your intuition and lead your ass to being a goddamn multimillionaire. So it's many different things that can come from this spiritual lightning, this spiritual electricity that resides in everybody, right? And it just sometimes it comes from external deity, external spiritual force, metaphysical influence, whatever y'all want to call it, right? So now it's knowledge, you know what I mean? It's direct knowing. Like I was saying, clear cognizance, right? So now, like the sudden click of remembering something eternal, even if you've never heard it before, right? And this is what it is. You like, damn, I kind of have this innate awareness of this certain topic and of this certain subject, but I've never really experienced it before, right? I'm gonna give you a prime example, right? Like me. Let me show you another way. So I always like to I always like to watch people fight as far as like boxing and MMA or whatever. And I didn't really get too much training in my life, but what I would do is I would watch people that inspire me with their fighting styles, and I would go into the gym and try to copy it a little bit, and it worked out a little bit. But then the more and more I watched them, the more and more I started to get my own divine sparks and my own divine intuition. Like, okay, I need to stop trying to incorporate everybody else's style. I need to like kind of, at least fully. I need to really work on, what I'm saying, my angles, the way I punch, the way I swing or whatever. But I was getting those divine insights from the actual stuff I was watching. And check this out. Next thing you know, I started swinging better. I started ducking when I'm punching. I started knowing how to block. I started learning how to pivot off my foot. I just started to learn, right? Because I started to really wake up and realize, hold up, if I just pay attention, I don't need the training like I think. Because I'm not trying to go fight nobody professionally. I'm just learning enough for like self defense. I started teaching myself because I had a divine spark that said, man, you know what, KAIN? You know what, Rex? You watching all this, you doing good, and keep that. But how about you go in that gym and just try to see what works for you? I'm like, okay, let me go in there. And then now the way I fight and the way I move, go watch my TikTok. Trust me, you'll definitely see. So now, and that's just another way of how we can strike you, right? So let me just break it down in real easily terms, just in case people didn't understand that. Let's say, for instance, you never really done something before. You never had really any type of, what I'm talking about, official training about it, right? Yet something inside of you was telling you to go do it with or without it. You see what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, you find that even if you do it without any training or anything or any reading, any understanding about it, and you good at it, it's like, damn, my intuition kind of pushed me towards, kind of nudged me towards this, right? So now, in essence, so now it is the soul remembering itself instantly. And I want everybody to really, truly understand that. Now, let's go to the next. So now, the final essence of spiritual lightning. So now, spiritual lightning is the flash of divine truth crashing through the soul's illusion. Instant, violent, purifying, and unforgettable. And these are those moments in life where you have these epiphanies that are so strong you really can't look back, right? You really can't look back and you can't deceive yourself. You cannot dumb yourself down. You can't play it down. Any of that. You just like, man, listen, I wasn't aware about the situation, but now that I am, I must make a change, right? Because you got to remember, sometimes spiritual lightning can happen when you in jail. Can happen after bad things happen to you. It's just so many ways it can come, right? But when the lightning strikes, you need to grab on to it and hold it. You understand that? Grab on to it and hold it and conduct it, right? And then you repurpose it, right? I'm real talk, right? Because you gotta remember, it's not always gonna be no good euphoric feeling. Oh my God, I'm spiritual. Sometimes you have these damn flashes in some of the worst circumstances where you have to be strong and you have to adapt, you have to evolve immediately, and nothing else can stop. So now, it's not a soft whisper from the heavens, it's a sacred rupture, right? So now, it doesn't ask for your permission. It strikes when your soul is ready, even if your mind is not. And you really need to understand that. We're not always ready for certain truths, right? But sometimes we have to go ahead and know them in order to fix the problem, right? Before it's too late. It's just what it is. You know what I'm talking about? So don't be scared of this, right? Learn how to contain it, learn how to manage it, learn how to be strong, learn how to be powerful. Once you really do have these epiphanies, you why else are you having an epiphany or like spiritual flash, spiritual lighting of like things, right? It's not just random, it's not just a coincidence. That's really your soul telling you, listen, I need to wake up and pay attention. It's something that I wasn't seeing before, but now that shit has suddenly been clarified. It's damn near like a mystical essence towards it, really, because it is, right? And that's what I'm saying. So a lot of times you might not be ready, but the universe don't really give a damn. Sometimes it ain't about if you ready. Sometimes it's like, okay, this is just what it is. How are you going to adapt? Real talk. So what I want y'all to take from that is this. When it comes to spiritual lighting, hold up. Put it back on there. Hold up. Put it back on there. Let's see. When it comes to spiritual lighting, let's just get it back on the rundown, right? So now, so it is the descent of divine will into form, right? It's the shock wave of the absolute breaking through illusion, right? A flash of pure, unfiltered consciousness that strikes through ego, trauma, identity, and belief in a single instance. And I want you all to understand this too, for real, when it comes to self realization. Real talk. sometimes we get those awakening moments like, oh, damn, I think I'm finally coming into purpose. I think I'm finally coming into my true spiritual being. Real talk. Y'all better listen, pay attention to that because you might have built your, a lot of y'all have been raised in a culture, in a society that has kind of like watered down your true spiritual essence. So sometimes when you get these divine sparks, you like, damn, no, I want to be this. I don't want to just do what society is telling me to do. I don't want to just follow what the world is doing. I want to actually be me and make myself whatever the hell I want to be. I'm free from judgment. I'm free from manipulation. I'm free from, you know what I'm talking about, making myself feel guilty about things that I like and enjoy that don't cause anybody harm. You got to understand, y'all, the spiritual lightning can really help you understand, you know, who you actually are sometimes suddenly. Like me, for instance, I realized, hey, I want different tattoos. I mean, I'm a black man. I don't want to gang bang. I don't want to rap about killing ops. I don't want to rap about drugs. I don't want to rap about hoes. I don't even want to be part of any of that type of bullshit. What I want to be part of is what I'm doing now. Spiritual healing. I mean spiritual healing, spiritual teaching, right? And showing people, hey, listen, there's another path than, you know, it's about this stereotypical normalcy that's just been perpetuated for decades now about, you know, what's about black stereotypical culture. Real talk, right? You know, I had that. I started dressing different. Look at my hair wrap. I got red earrings now. It's not for no goddamn blood gang. Don't even come over with that shit. I got flame tattoos. I have a lot of spiritual divine qualities about me. You see what I'm saying? I like rock music. Do you understand that? It's a lot of things. I like mathematics and science because I went through the spiritual lightning awakening phase. When I was young, when I first got into spirituality, I'm like, you know what? I'm not worried about what nobody got to say about me at all. I want to be who I am and I want to represent what the hell I want to represent, right? So that's what you have to understand. I'm talking about sometimes this spiritual lightning can come through and disrupt all your old previously held belief systems and you know and force you to damn near build no, not damn near force you to actually build a whole new conscious mental paradigm about the way you finna approach life and who you actually are. Y'all really need to understand that. So now it doesn't build up slowly. Sometimes it erupts like divine voltage, ripping open reality. It can be a crushing blow, right? Now, so now the lightning doesn't speak, it imprints, right? You may not be able to explain what changed, only that something did change, right? You're like, damn, I don't know, but I just know. You know what I'm saying? It's not knowing, it's direct knowledge, like the sudden click of remembering something eternal, right? Even if you never heard it before, and that could be somebody bringing up something like metaphysical or spiritual. You know how a lot of times y'all might hear these terminologies about these spiritual beings, spiritual civilizations, and something in you just spark up from the ancestral heritage, the Atlantis, Lemuria, the Anunnakis, you know what I'm talking about, the Pleiades, galaxy, star seeds, indigo children, things of that nature, right? Sometimes you can hear those, it'd be like trigger words. You hear that shit, you hear other people talking about it, you go reading about it, and something inside of you feel like it's remembering something that has been lost in time, right? Something that, you know what I'm talking about, isn't written down, something that's like spiritually or soulfully inherited, honestly, right? So yeah, and that's what I want y'all to know. Sometimes, listen, the spiritual lightning, it can really make you remember things, ancient old things, right? So now, and like I said, with the final answer, right? Spiritual lightning is the flash of divine truth crashing through the soul's illusion, instant. I mean, the soul's illusion, instant, violent, purifying, and unforgettable. It is not. It is not a soft whisper. Oh look, I gotta plug my what you call up. It is not a soft whisper, right? Let me grab this shit. See that? My damn battery. I always be finna. Battery. Lord have mercy. So. It is not a soft whisper from the heavens. It is a sacred rupture, right? You understand it? It is not asked for your permission. It strikes when your soul is ready, even if your mind is not, right? So, yes, y'all, listen, make sure y'all do what y'all will with this information. For real, for real. And like I said, if y'all want y'all birth chart readings, come and holler at me. You see, I got a lot of sense. I'm going to be doing way more videos like this. So, if y'all need any information from me, listen, just come and holler at me. But other than that, I will talk to y'all later. All right? Peace.